So you go to connectors here, and then you can see connect your tools, create new skills and plugins. And I'm going to explain a little bit what that is. And then I'm going to show kind of transition into more with Claude code because you can do so much more with it. So here you can connect your tools. Actually, they have changed this. So you have to go to manage connectors. So it's here and customize. And so you can see here, I have tons of them. Some are the official ones. So Claude can here create designs. It can do quite a lot of things. You see here, the Canva can do a lot. You can set the different approval things. So you can have need approval, always allows, things like that. So for interactive tools like search designs, I just put always. But what is interesting here, I have created a lot of different ones. Like I have integrated 11 Labs here with all their different tools. So I can pull voices, my own voices in 11 Labs, my pro voice. I can pull my avatar videos into Claude. Claude can create my avatar videos. I have integrated like voice with Grok. I have GitHub, which is like more of a technical thing. But when I'm creating MCPs and these kind of connectors, I'm creating my custom ones because most tools, they don't have it. For example, Kit, which is an email marketing platform, I integrated with basically it's full access to my Kit account, and I might be able to demonstrate some of these, like how it's accessing. But can you imagine like having all your tools connected to this? This is a brain. Claude is the brain. That's what I don't believe too much in the third-party tools that, I'm going to have a wrapper with AI. I don't believe that too much because here's the thing. Claude is, at least from my perspective right now, and of course, ChatGPT and Gemini and there's Grok too. They're doing well. It's fine. But I like Claude the most for pretty much everything. The reasoning model with Opus 4.6 is amazing. And to use that inside a third party tool, like let's say with API, is expensive. That would cost you likely, if you're using it a lot, could cost you thousands of dollars a month. But with a $200 a month plan with Claude, which you don't need to get started on by any means, you can start with $20 a month, but you will run into limits, especially if you're doing a lot of things. But it's good to get started. But then I think when you realize the power and how many people it could replace, it's insane. So you need to connect your tools essentially. And some of them, they are native. Claude has already, they are already in there, or the tool have developed their own. But then if they are not, you need to have a way to do it. And I have created like 50 of them. That's what I'm working on with a Claude OS bootcamp or something, to have all of these tools that creators need connected. So you can see it, like there's a ton here. But let's go away from this a little bit. I'll show you this in a bit, how this all works. Like you can essentially, Claude can access all your tools. That's number one. It's so important that it can do that, whatever you're using in your business. In here, we have skills. I developed this summit outreach because I was working on this. So usually skills, they always have an MD file, and you can upload skills from here. Okay. So Claude also, they have some official ones they have created, but you can actually write skill instructions. Why would you ever do that? That's you would have Claude help you create them. So never use that. That's just a waste of time, in my opinion. Claude knows how to create good skills. If you use, also Claude has an official skill or a plugin, which is called Skill Creator. And then you use that in order to create your skills. But here you can basically have create with Claude as well. You can also upload skill. So you can upload a zip file here. So Claude might create it, and then you can upload a zip file. Or if someone share it, you can also upload it here. Okay, so that's quite useful actually. So you see a few here, but most of my skills, they live in my workspace, which is not shown here. I have a personal workspace, which I'm going to show you, which is more related to how Claude code works. And that's it basically here. You can see also the official ones. I think they have some, let me see, some skills if I can. Yeah, these are the example ones. So these are some from Anthropic, right? So you can see here, this one is very useful, the skill creator. So it's something Anthropic created. So you can essentially tag this or do a slash command for skill creator. And then you can access all this. You don't need to write this yourself. Look at this. You would never do that. I mean, and they have like agents and stuff. You see here, can have references, can have assets and all this. This is like the evolution of prompts. How my system used to look like is that I still love Notion, by the way. It's not like I don't like it. I have a prompt library here. So I used to go in, for example, here, I wanted to write a LinkedIn post and I have LinkedIn opinion post, whatever. I might copy this prompt like this, okay? And I bring it into Claude. But instead, you can actually turn a lot of your existing prompts into skills. And I also evolved from my prompts. So I had like a creator agent OS. I offered this to students. If you prefer Notion for everything, this is great. So I developed like kind of these agents, so to speak, kind of these skills. And I set it up so Notion can access this with Notion AI. But I noticed because it's my workspace in Notion is so big, and I think it's sometimes hard for the AI to read everything inside of Notion. It struggled a lot to pull the correct information. And that's when I was starting. I got frustrated a lot when I use Notion AI here. It's connected to this. Like, I mean, this is the template I have, but I have on my own creator agent OS inside of Notion. But I was just like frustrated a little bit sometimes, but it still works. It still works great. But when I saw Claude come out with all their skills and plugins and stuff, that's really when it hit for me. Plugins, what are plugins? They're a set of skills and instructions essentially bundled together. And you can see here, Claude, they have quite a lot of them here in the store. So you can see, okay, maybe something is interesting to me. I do think, let me see which one I use the most. Brand voice could be good. I have one for content repurposing. I had one that I downloaded for Obsidian, which I use in this kind of system. So that's a little bit of the setup. So let's go to the chat here. So here we have chat. Oh, I didn't connect the Vimeo one. Okay, but it's fine. Sometimes you might see this and Claude Code can fix everything too. That is also the thing. If you start a chat here, skills work in the chat. You can, for example, say something like, let me see if we can access this. So can you access the skill creator? And I want to see what you know about my summit outreach process. Could you check the skill? And I have some emails I want to write for speakers and especially the follow-up process because I have a lot that are slacking, to be honest. And that this is Whisper Flow. So let's do this. Okay. And I'm using Opus 4.6 extended. It's not really needed for this task. This is very simple. I don't know what this is coming up, but all right. So then it's going to wait here a little bit. So this is the simple thing. You have a simple prompt and you get something back. And now it's going to actually use my skill probably. Do you see here? It's pulling up the summit outreach skill. So no writing prompt. I didn't say anything it should do here. The Vimeo one is not, I forgot to add my API or something. That's why it's coming up here. And that's the only reason it's not affecting Claude. So do you see here? It's instantly pulling up this instantly because I have a skill. I don't need to write a prompt. It has examples baked into Claude. And Claude, I probably didn't even need to say this, like about the skill here. Claude would figure it out on its own. How powerful is this, right, Simone?
So good. It's so
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. So
Yep.
this is like still like level one a little bit of level two, maybe a little bit. You transition a little bit from what it is with ChatGPT. And then you will go into like co-work. This is like the co-work area. And then you can work from folders. That's when it starts to get really powerful. Okay. So you're gonna set up a folder on your computer. And I highly recommend this is not in the cloud. I tried this to sync it across devices. It's slow. Don't do that. Have it on your computer. And of course, this can, I mean, you might want to back this up though, I mean, in case you lose your computer or something, but don't do this in iCloud. Don't do, I mean, it works for sure, but I found issues with this because it's not as fast. And yeah, some files sometimes don't sync. Yes, you can have them downloaded all the time, but it's not going to always work. And you want this to always be on because the thing is with desktop to run, if you see here, I'm going to put up this. So you have scheduled tasks and stuff. So you can do, I mean, it's autonomous in a way. I think Claude is going in this direction a little bit. There's ways to make Claude do a lot of things. So this is the co-work thing. So you have scheduled tasks here. I have only a morning brief for now. I haven't set up everything, but I also have like speaker brief generator. It's like a basically research when speakers are coming. So if you look at this one, it's pretty simple. Claude out of the box also can't send emails. It sends drafts. Okay. So this is, I mean, it's because I have connected my Gmail, but the native one inside of the Claude account here in the desktop or the web can't send emails. They don't have that permission. Google is very strict when it comes to permissions. That's another reason why you should transition into using more Claude code because you have more permissions and stuff like that. It's very complicated with all the Google permissions and stuff like that, but you can do some pretty cool stuff. So I have only something like this here. It's very simple. This one, I just wanted to test it out. You can even run it anytime and it comes an email, but to drafts, which is not ideal here. So you have to integrate more stuff. So that's when we go back to new task. So this, you can also go into a folder here. So let's say I open this. I have a lot of different things. So if you see here, this is a workspace. So I have Navid workspace and this might look overwhelming to you right now if you're just getting started with it. Don't worry. I'm going to share a template. Like it's not 100% ready right now at the time we are recording this, but I'm going to give you a template so you can actually plug in this to a workspace with a few skills preloaded so you can access this kind of the preferred setup like with the base. Not all of this. This is like what I'm working on here. I'm going to show you a few projects I have been working on. So let's say what is really important though is to understand how it works. And I think Claude is a little bit strange too. Like on the Mac, this dot here, Simone, do you see this?
Yep.
Yeah, this is like a hidden file. So I had to figure out how to find my files on the computer to really understand how all
Mm.
this works. And I got help with Claude Code to do that. You can ask any Claude chat
Oh.
here too, but Claude Code has just more reasoning when it comes to any techie developing stuff. And you don't need to be a coder to understand this. I don't know a line of code. I cannot write code. I cannot design. I have taste with stuff. I know what is good and what is bad, I think, but I'm not a coder. I don't know how to do any of that. But then when you have this here, which includes like different things, usually it has some of my stuff. The most important file is usually the Claude MD file, which is the brain. And then you can have like user, like this is about me and stuff like that. So I'm going to include like templates for all this. So because some of this is a little bit confidential for what I'm working on, but I can include templates for all of you watching this session so you can get access to get this set up the preferred way. So you will essentially just allow this. You can always allow, or you can just allow. I'm just allow now. And then you have access to the workspace.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.